Proof of the observability criterion. So we consider a continuous time linear system given by this state equation. And I have to show a relation which links the output y and their derivative, and the input u and the derivatives. And also is involved the state x. I have a system like this, a continuous time which is linear. Y is the output, and this system, u as an input, y as an output. And what I want to show, if I know u and y of t exactly without any noise, then I can also have I know also the derivative, and from this what I want to do is to show that I can have a relation which links x and the input output and their derivative. This is called an observer, but the observer here is not robust in the sense that it does not take into account the fact that I may have noise. But it will show me that there is, in the ideal situation, a possibility to get from y and u, from the observation of the input and the output, a possibility to get exactly the state. And it is the notion of observability. So for this I have to prove a relation, and for this relation it was the first question. I have y equal cx. It is the observation equation, and now I will differentiate this one, and it gives me that the derivative of y is equal to cx dot. Now x dot is equal to ax plus bu, so I will obtain cax plus cbu. Now I have y dot dot to compute y dot dot, and from this I know that it will be equal to cy dot, excuse me, it is a derivative of this expression, so I will have cax dot plus cbu. So this is equal to ca times, so x dot is ax plus bu, plus, so excuse me, here is dot, plus cpu dot. So I get that this is equal to ca square x plus ca bu plus cpu dot. And I can continue like this. If I continue up to the derivative n minus 1, where n is the dimension of x, I will obtain, I can guess, ca power n minus 1 x plus ca n minus 2 bu plus ca power n minus 3 b u dot plus cab u derivative, I differentiate n minus 3 plus cbu, I differentiate n minus 2. Okay, so from this I can write this equation into a matrix form, and if I do this, I will obtain this equation. Question number 2. So this matrix, I call it gamma observability. It is the observability matrix, and I have to show that it is full rank. Then I can express x as a linear function which relates the quantities u, y, the derivatives. And as explained previously, it allows me to get an observer in the idle case. In practice, it is clear that the fact that I have u and y does not imply that I have all the derivative. So this is the question number 2. So for this, I will call this vector z. So I know z. This vector, I will call it v. I know v. This matrix, let's say I will call it phi. I know phi. And this is the observability matrix, gamma observability. Now for this equation can be written into the form v equal gamma observability plus phi v. Now I need to solve, this is equivalent to say that gamma observability x is equal to z minus phi v. And to solve this, I need to invert this one. But this matrix is a rectangular matrix, so you have more equation than unknown. And in this situation, what we do classically, since I may have many solutions, not many solutions, I have more equation than unknown, so I may have no solution, and I have the best one. But here, the best one is also a solution. Otherwise, this equation is false. So I would say that the absence of solution here means that v and z are not compatible with the equation of our system, which is not compatible with our assumption. So if I minimize the classical method for this, if I have more equation than unknown, I minimize the norm of gamma observable v minus z minus phi v times v. If I minimize this, so the square, I get a solution of what we call the least square method, and this expression is given by x equal gamma observability transpose gamma observability minus 1 multiplied by gamma obs transpose multiplied by z minus phi v. Okay. So what I have shown here is from the knowledge of z and v. Thanks to this formula, in the case where gamma obs is full rank, otherwise, if it is not full rank, I am not able to invert this matrix. So in the case where it is full rank, I can obtain in a unique way x. So it corresponds to the criterion I wanted to prove. If the observability matrix has a rank equal to n, then I can compute x as it was illustrated here.